And Karen, several Democratic lawmakers, as you noted, they're in El Salvador trying to advocate for Abrego Garcia's release. How are they trying to actually make this happen on the ground?
It's really an advocacy mission. It's not clear that anything they're going to try to do while they're on the ground in El Salvador is actually going to secure his release. They're going to be there meeting with officials at the U.S. Embassy, also engaging with human rights organizations, but they don't have the power, of course, to try to persuade President Bukele of El Salvador to make this happen.
They're really trying to bring this dude home. Well, where's home? Home is where he is because he's from El Salvador. He's from El Salvador. What are we missing here? I don't get it, man. What exactly are we missing? El Salvador government rejects lawmakers' request to visit Abrego, Garcia. Here we go.
To the deportation showdown over a man who was wrongfully deported from Maryland to El Salvador. Democratic lawmakers are in El Salvador right now advocating for the release of Kilmar Abrego Garcia. This comes as the State Department confirms that Abrego Garcia has been removed from a mega prison in El Salvador and transferred to a different detention facility. Joining me now is White House correspondent Karen Travers and immigration lawyer Leon Fresco. Thanks to you both. Karen, starting with you here, what more do we know about where and why Abrego was transferred?
We don't know where Kilmar Abrego Garcia was transferred to and why he was moved from that notorious prison in El Salvador and taken somewhere else. Democratic Senator Chris van.hall met with him last week and says that he had been moved out of there but didn't have details about where he is now located. And there is also, according to Chris van.hall, no sign of when or if he will be returned. The administration's border czar, Tom Homan, said on ABC, though, that they are standing by their process and policy on this, that they did the right thing in the case of Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Tom Homan said that they did the right thing. They removed a public safety threat. He called him a national security threat and a violent gang member. That's what the administration continues to say here, that Abrego Garcia was a member of MS-13, something that his lawyer and his family deny.
So, Leon, what does this transfer to another location in El Salvador say about the Trump administration's response to the Supreme Court, which ordered the administration to facilitate Abrego Garcia's return to the U.S.?
Well, it could mean one of two things potentially. One, it could mean that they're trying to set it up so that if there's a litigation about whether Abrego Garcia will be subject to the Convention Against Torture, there can be an argument, no, he won't, because he's not going to be in the CCOT facility that's the more notorious facility, that he'll be instead in this other facility that may have better conditions. We don't know that, but that might be true. And so that would be a potential there. Or it could mean that they're just putting him there because they're trying to prepare some other movement for him that might be outside of El Salvador, that might be a third country removal that they can then say they complied with the order that permitted him to be removed somewhere other than El Salvador. Until we get this discovery process in the lower court, which is what's going on next, we won't know for sure.
And Karen, several Democratic lawmakers, as you noted, they're in El Salvador trying to advocate for Abrego Garcia's release. How are they trying to actually make this happen on the ground?
It's really an advocacy mission. It's not clear that anything they're going to try to do while they're on the ground in El Salvador is actually going to secure his release. They're going to be there meeting with officials at the U.S. Embassy, also engaging with human rights organizations, but they don't have the power, of course, to try to persuade President Bukele of El Salvador to make this happen. I mean, President Trump, sitting in the Oval Office, did not ask him directly to turn over Kilmar Abrego Garcia. These lawmakers had requested government funding to make this trip. It's called a CODEL, a congressional delegation. Republicans rejected that request, so there are no taxpayer funds that are going for this mission. But these lawmakers, Democratic lawmakers, say they are down there to bring attention to what they call President Trump's illegal defiance of a binding and unanimous Supreme Court decision, saying that the administration had to facilitate Kilmar Abrego Garcia's release.
Karen Travers and Leon Fresco, thanks so much. We appreciate it.
All right, so as you clearly saw, they're really trying to bring this dude home. Well, where's home? Home is where he is because he's from El Salvador. He's from El Salvador. What are we missing here? I don't get it, man. What exactly are we missing? So now his wife, the same lady who put him in cuffs in the first place because he whooped her ass and shook her babies, she got an order on him for him not to come around her. This is her right here. She posted this picture of him, and she also put some nice hearts right here on the picture, because right here is where his hands are, and it shows his MS-13 tattoos that he have on his fingers. But, you know what I mean, here's the real picture. And it got the symbols right here on his hands for MS-13. They keep trying to deny the fact that he is an MS-13 member. Yo, bro, you made a decision. You got jumped in. You said gang for life. We MS-13 now. You know what I mean? And, oh, look at the little baby. I love the baby. Look at the baby, man. I love families, man. Whenever I see a family unit, I'm a fan of it, for real. I'm a fan of the family unit. Well, as Tom Homan says, we don't want to separate the family. If y'all really want to be with the man, y'all can go ahead and be with the man. All right, so they're trying to get this dude home. To be honest with you, I don't care about it. I mean, it's just a story that stays in the news. I really don't care. MS-13. Look what somebody has broken down. They says MS-13 is for marijuana. The M is for marijuana. The S is for smiley face. The 1 as a cross, and the 3 as 3 dots in a skull. So they got the M for the marijuana. They put the marijuana first, marijuana tree. And then they got the smiley face second. Then they have a number 1. They have a cross that's for the number 1. And then they have 3 dots in a skull for the 3. And that's what Cuz actually have in his pictures, man. So yeah, I know y'all really don't care about it, but it's news because our lawmakers, they want this to happen. So yeah. We have been helping people grow online. It has been absolutely amazing. We have helped many content creators get from 0 to monetization in under 30 days. We even have a couple of these superstars who did it in 1 or 2 weeks. If you want to learn how to do YouTube, I don't care your age, I don't care what skills or talents you have. Trust me, I can help you do it effortlessly. Just reach out to me with the word coach and we can get it done. One more thing. We have a YouTube course that I just now created. I'm extremely proud of, and a lot of people are getting so much from. Purchase that course and work with us. You can join our private Facebook group and our daily group calls, which is 3 to 5 days per week, and you can learn so much more than you've ever learned before. I can't wait to hear from you. Love you. Peace.